Sholto Blissett. Born in 1996 in Salisbury, England, Sholto Blissett is a London-based artist whose surreal landscapes explore the complex relationship between humanity and nature. Blending traditional painting techniques with imaginative compositions, Blissett's work explores humanity's relationship with nature through mysterious, carefully constructed landscapes. With a background in geography and a master's in painting from the Royal College of Art, his work reflects both ecological and philosophical concerns. Blissett's imagined terrains are marked by decaying follies and sculpted vegetation, traces of human presence that blur the line between the natural and the constructed. His paintings have been shown internationally, including at Alexander Brick Ruin in New York, Hannah Berry Gallery in London, Hauser and Wirth in Somerset, and Parris projects in Berlin and Milan. He is co-represented by Alexander Brick Ruin and Hannah Berry Gallery. Rufus Martin. Rufus Martin is a portrait sculptor whose practice is rooted in traditional clay modeling and is now expanding to include work in marble. Largely self-taught, he sculpts from life, creating busts, nudes, and full figures that aim to convey the depth and individuality of his subjects. His introduction to sculpture came through his parents, particularly his mother, a portrait painter, who exposed him to the works of Auguste Savage, Jacob Epstein, and Auguste Rodin. This early influence led to his first bust, created in memory of his late mentor, Michael Howells, whose sudden passing prompted a deeper exploration of portraiture as a means of preserving memory and presence. From that point forward, Martin has focused on sculpting individuals whose experiences and inner lives resonate with broader social and emotional narratives, often with a sense of community and legacy at their core. Educated at Wimbledon College of Arts, he has received numerous commissions and accolades, including winning the Taranti Best Portrait Prize for Under-30s for 2 consecutive years, as well as the Morris Singer Award for Face 2024 exhibition by the Society of Portrait Sculptors. Zou Xunjing. Born in 1987, Zou Xunjing is a contemporary Chinese ink artist renowned for his mastery of the floral and bird genre, a traditional subject in Chinese painting. Working primarily in the meticulous Gongbi style, characterized by fine brushwork and rich detail, Zou demonstrates a deep engagement with classical Chinese techniques while infusing his works with a modern sensibility. Zou has exhibited his work at notable venues such as the Uruguayan Art Space in Beijing, where he recently showcased a series centered on the themes of classical gardens, colorful and through hardships. These themes reflect both aesthetic and emotional depth, inviting viewers into serene, contemplative spaces that bridge nature and narrative. Eva Helene Pade. Danish-born, Paris-based artist Eva Helene Pade garnered attention when her canvas, A Story to be Told, number 14, sold for $123,000 at Sotheby's Hong Kong in November 2024, nearly double its high estimate. Pade draws on art history, particularly Northern European figurative painters like Edward Munch, James Ensor, and Otto Dix, to explore the complexities of human relationships. Pade's dreamlike, myth-infused compositions reflect a metaphysical turn, reimagining the female body as a site of agency and transformation. Her canvases blend presence and absence, allowing her to explore shared human experiences, sacrifice, dreams, and connection. Pade earned both her BFA and MFA from the Danish Royal Academy of Fine Arts, graduating in 2024. In 2017, during her studies, she was awarded the Carlsberg Foundation's Young Talent Prize. Her work has featured at exhibitions across Europe and the US, including Uno, Nessuno, Centomila in Turin in 2021 and Forarstudstillingen in Copenhagen in 2021. In 2024, she joined Tadeusz Ropak, and in April 2025, Aachen Museum of Contemporary Art presented her first institutional solo show, curated by Rasmus Stenbakken. The show is currently on view and runs through August 2025. Alia Ahmad. Born in 1996, Alia Ahmad is a Saudi painter focusing primarily on the convergence of memory, place, and landscape within her visual and written practice. Working across various media, Ahmad creates serene dreamscapes inspired by the desert and industrial landscapes of Riyadh. Her palette blends stillness with brief, lush impressions. Starting with on-site sketches, she captures local flora and shifting light to explore how time shapes perception, reimagining the land through a personal lens. Ahmad received a BA in Digital Culture from King's College London in 2018 and recently completed her master's degree at the Royal College of Art. She had two notable solo exhibitions in 2023 at Massimo De Carlo in Paris and Michael Kong Gallery in LA, and another two in 2024 at White Cube in Paris and at Lori Shabibi Gallery in Dubai, the first solo show of the Saudi Arabian artist in the UAE. Her group exhibitions include After Rain at the Diriyah Contemporary Art Biennale in Riyadh, In the Shadow at White Cube in London, and Considering Female Abstraction at the Green Family Art Foundation in Dallas, among others. Li Heidi. Born in 1997 in Shenyang, China, Li Heidi is an artist whose multidisciplinary practice, spanning painting, sculpture, installation, and performance, explores themes of gender, desire, and identity. Drawing from her personal experiences, she has developed a distinctive symbolic language that sits at the crossroads of popular film culture, gender performativity, and classical still life. Her work is shaped by physical and emotional experiences, often reflecting tensions between internal identity and external societal norms. There are no fixed techniques or themes in her practice. Instead, each piece responds intuitively to the books, films, and ideas influencing her at the time. This openness results in a rich, layered visual language that embraces contradiction and multiplicity. A recent focus on the metaphor of water, as seen in The Reservoir of Understanding from 2022, underscores her interest in emotional depth, repression, and the fluidity of identity. Her work consistently challenges heteronormative structures while affirming instinct, freedom, and the complexity of queer experience. Li Heidi received her BA in 2020 from the Maryland Institute College of Art and Chelsea College of Art, and completed her MA in painting at the Royal College of Art in London in 2022. Pol Taburet. Born in 1997, Pol Taburet is a Paris-based artist whose visceral, chromatically explosive works have made him one of the most exciting figures of a new generation of French painters. Taburet first garnered international attention during his final year at the National School of Fine Arts of Paris, quickly earning the label of next big thing in contemporary art. Known for his edgy, genre-bending visual language and personal love of horror films and trap music, he has since transitioned from rising star to a fully institutional presence. Following his breakout institutional solo debut at Lafayette Anticipations in Paris in 2023, Taburet's practice took a sculptural turn in 2024 with exhibitions at Mendes Wood DM in Brazil and the Langladi Foundation in Shanghai. Drawing on voodoo mythicism, pop culture, and expressive academic painting, Taburet's canvases are inhabited by hybrid, spectral figures, often part human, part animal, or vegetal, caught in cycles of transformation. Taburet continues to challenge painterly norms through a bold fusion of academic rigor, cultural references, and raw experimentation, cementing his position as one of the most compelling artists of his generation. Moka Lee. Born in 1996, Moka Lee is a figurative Korean artist whose works include portraits, still lives, and landscapes that delve into the relational dynamics between the subject, the viewer, and the artist. Drawing from sources such as social media, analog photography, film, and modern master paintings, her art conveys unsettling emotions of underlying conflict that often go unspoken. Lee's painterly techniques emphasize the act of painting itself, resembling the method of a digital painter. Her subject matter, frequently inspired by social media, defies straightforward interpretation, incorporating subtle innuendos and double meanings. Lee has held solo exhibitions in Hong Kong and Seoul with Jason Ham, participated in group exhibitions at the Seoul Museum of Art and the Museum of Contemporary Art Busan, and in 2024 exhibited at both Art Basel and Frieze London with Carlos Ishikawa. Sasha Gordon. Born in 1998 in Somers, New York, Sasha Gordon earned her BA from the Rhode Island School of Design in 2020. Working in a luminous, hyper-realistic style, she often portrays herself in layered oil compositions that explore identity, psychological depth, and the fluid nature of self. Her technically precise paintings use the body as an expressive avatar, unfolding surreal and darkly humorous scenes that blur inner experiences with external form. Faces and bodies reflect complex emotions, inviting viewers into intimate, uncanny worlds. In 2024, David Zwirner began representing Gordon in collaboration with Matthew Brown, while also taking part in November of last year in the Bottega Art Residency program run by Garten Gallery in Como, Italy. Her work is held in major collections, including the Whitney Museum, the Los Angeles Contemporary Museum of Art, the Brooklyn Museum, the Hammer Museum, and the Cantor Arts Center. Daisy Parris. Daisy Parris explores psychological space through both text-based and abstract painting. Drawing from personal experience and relationships, their work conveys raw emotion and introspection, marked by deep sensitivity and intensity. Parris's paintings, whether quietly contemplative or emotionally charged, reflect inner struggles and triumphs, forming intimate self-portraits of the human condition. Their expressive, often confrontational approach brings honesty and vulnerability to the canvas. Born in Kent, Parris lives and works between London and Somerset. They earned a BA in Fine Arts from Goldsmiths, University of London in 2014. Solo exhibitions include Star-Studded Canopy at Sim Smith, London in 2020, and The Worry Tree at Rutkowski 68 in Paris in 2020. Group shows include Talk Like Strangers at Part 2 Gallery in Oakland in 2020. Joseph Yaeger. When sourcing imagery for a new painting, Joseph Yaeger looks for visuals that both attract and disturb, what Roland Barthes called the punctum. Though his selection process starts intuitively, he later refines it as themes emerge. Yaeger paints with watercolor on heavily gessoed canvas or linen, allowing the texture to play a central role. His subjects range from enigmatic human interactions to everyday animals and objects. Often pushing the limits of clarity, Yaeger crops his scenes to create emotional and spatial ambiguity. While his writing brings imagined figures to life, his painting seeks to express what language cannot. He describes the act of painting as a mysterious, almost unconscious process, his body serving as a projector through which images emerge from pooled pigment. Joseph Yaeger was born in 1986 in Helena, Montana, and today he lives and works in London. He studied at the Rhode Island School of Design, earning his BFA in 2008, and later completed his MFA at the Royal College of Art in 2019. Since then, his work has been shown widely, with recent solo exhibitions at Antenna Space in Shanghai, The Perimeter in London, and Project Native Informant, also in London. He's also been featured in major group shows at respected venues like Modern Art and Listen Gallery in London, as well as Hauser & Wirth in Somerset. Tony Tafuro. Tony Tafuro was a multidisciplinary artist born and raised just outside New York City. Drawn to drawing from an early age, his artistic journey began with pen and paper and later expanded across several mediums. He earned a BFA in photography from Parris in 2012 and launched his career by documenting the black metal skate collective Barrier Cult, which resulted in his first photography book. His photographic work was exhibited in group and solo shows throughout Europe and North America. Over time, Tony transitioned back to his roots in painting, working with oil, ink, and acrylic on paper and canvas. This evolution was reflected in several published books that chronicled his shift from photography to fine art. Simultaneously, he became active in the fashion world, hand-painting garments that were worn by both underground figures and cultural icons. Much of his painting practice remained private, blending elements of abstract impressionism with bold colors and dark undertones. His techniques ranged from aggressive brushwork to softened forms using water-mixed hard-body paint, often presented in purposely unresolved framing. Maria Kreyn. Born in 1987, the Russian-born, Brooklyn-based artist Maria Kreyn is recognized for emotionally resonant paintings that weave together figuration, abstract geometry, and atmospheric elements. A self-taught painter, she studied mathematics and philosophy at the University of Chicago, and her work often draws on interdisciplinary connections while remaining deeply rooted in the Western painting tradition. Kreyn develops a distinct visual language, reinterpreting classical techniques through a contemporary lens. Her compositions, situated between formalism and romanticism, blend old master influences with personal symbolism, emotional narratives, and surreal imagery. Her large-scale canvases serve as meditations on nature, the human body, and the passage of time. Kreyn's work has received significant media attention, with features in Vanity Fair, The Wall Street Journal, the Art Newspaper, the Financial Times, and others. Her painting, Alone Together, played a key role in the narrative of Shonda Rhimes' ABC series The Catch, while her Shakespeare cycle appeared in the award-winning series The Crown. In the public realm, she was commissioned by Andrew Lloyd Webber to create 8 monumental paintings inspired by Shakespeare, now permanently installed at the historical Theatre Royal Drury Lane in London. In 2024, Kreyn presented a solo exhibition during the 60th International Venice Biennale, hosted by the Ministry of Nomads Art Foundation at St. George's Church in Venice. Maria Kreyn lives and works in Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for watching.